Hello, it's me, Molly Whuppie, and today I have something a little bit different for you. I have a pretty big show and tell. Now I'm going to start with a story though. When I was a really little kid, 3 or 4 years old, every day I would watch a show called Mr. Dressup. And Mr. Dressup had something called a tickle trunk. And it was a magical trunk that he kept in his house. And I thought it was the most amazing thing because every show he would open up the tickle trunk and right on top there would be the costume that he needed to put on for that day. Now that I'm a grown-up, I've sort of got my own version of a tickle trunk here, and I'm going to show you what's inside. It's where I keep all of the musical instruments that I collect that are really small. There are a lot of things in this trunk, so I'm going to move pretty fast. First of all, these you can tie around your ankles and they make a really beautiful noise. Another anklet I used to tie around my ankles. Next, clave, 2 sticks. You can hit them like this, but they actually sound better if you hold them like this with just your fingertips. Here's a beautiful old service bell. They don't make them like they used to. A bouquet of kazoos. Of course, it's hard not to collect kazoos. I think you probably know what a kazoo sounds like, right? This is a pretty good one. Check out this kazoo. It looks really fancy, right? It looks like a trombone. You can also slide. What's that part called? The slide. Oh, it's called a slide, right? It doesn't make any difference to the noise, though. Trombone song reference. Of course, there's a train whistle, right? Another bouquet. This time it's a bouquet of musical spoons. These are the easiest to play because they're attached at the end. This looks like a potato, but it's not a potato. It's an ocarina. It sounds like this. It has a beautiful sound. I mean, if a potato was going to make music, it would probably sound like that, right? I have another ocarina here. This one's harder to play because it's a double chamber ocarina, which means you got to get your fingers lined up exactly right to play this. Whew, that one's hard to play. This is a little tiny ocarina, small but mighty. Listen to how loud this little thing is. It's the size of a matchbox. Now we come to the nose flute section. Here's my new addition. It's a wooden nose flute, and it sounds something like this. Here's the same thing, but in plastic form. Here's a tiny little music box. This shaker looks just like a pear. These shakers don't look like pears. They're called kashishi, and they sound like this. I've got jaw harps. They sound like this. One of my favorite instruments. Of course I have harmonicas in here. A very handy melodica. In this box is a beautiful alto wooden recorder. I'll speed it up so you can see me put it together. It's so pretty. It sounds like this. These are wire brushes. They sound good on almost anything. I do have scraper boards too, and these sound pretty neat when you... This one sounds different. Pennywhistles! Which one should I play? I'll try playing this one. I like this green one. Now we're getting to some interesting parts. This is a rattle that I made. This is elk skin, and I stitched it together myself and shaped the rattle part, and the handle is made of old growth redwood, and I carved it myself. I made this many, many years ago. It sounds like this. I like the way it sounds. This is a rattle that my dad made for me and sent to me for Christmas one year, and I've never seen another rattle like it, really. It's very unusual. And it has all these beautiful pictures painted on it. It sounds like this. It's actually a very satisfying sound. A bouquet of rattles. I made all of these rattles. I painted them myself. I hollowed out the gourds. I attached the handles on the body. I've kept these for years and years. I've got a really big one here too. Look at the size of this one. That's got a rattlesnake tail painted on it. It sounds like this. So many rattles. Here's another little tiny rattle. I grew that gourd myself, so this one is kind of special, and I've always loved the way this one sounds. Sounds like it probably has corn in it. I think we've pretty much reached the end of the show and tell. The only thing left in the box are these bull roarers that I made, but these are too dangerous to spin around in the house. I'd have to show you outside how these work. Bye for now. Now I gotta put everything back in the trunk.